Yiannis here, and in today's video I'm discussing why I do Zone 2 training. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please like and subscribe to my content. So firstly, before I start the video, I just want to say if you get a dog popping his head up, it's because I can't get rid of him and he's just down there. So you might see him, he's got a bow tie, he might pop out a bit later on, but you might be lucky, you might not be. Anyway, so on to today's video, and it's why I do Zone 2 training. Now, firstly, I've done a lot of videos regarding Zone 2 training before and blogs, so please check out my blogs and my previous videos. I've also set out, I've done a video on how to set your heart rate zones out right, etc., to make sure you're getting the right zones and you know your heart rate max, because the 220 miles age, of course, was proven wrong, that formula. So the reason I do Zone 2 training first is I've been doing it for 5 years. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you an example. So a lot of you may be aware that I was ill after the European Championships, and I had 2 weeks off, and then I came back to training slowly. And since then, since October, I've just been doing Zone 2 training. Now, when I first came back, I did a few runs which were just very easy runs, but I'm talking about 10-minute miles, 30-minute miles for about 30 minutes. And the following week I started doing back onto the Zone 2 runs, and when I first started, I found that my heart rate zone in the same zone was 9 minutes 30. Now for me that's very slow in Zone 2, so it's 9-minute 30s. Now fast forward a few weeks later, it went down and down, and then like now I'm 7 weeks into training, and I'm nearly back to what I was previously, and I'm now doing 7:30s consistently with my Zone 2 training. So shows you how much progress you can do. Now, of course, with Zone 2 training, if you've been doing it for a number of years, as I said, I've been doing it for 5 years, you will get quicker back down to your pace. Because your body's used to it, and it will come down quicker. So if you're new to Zone 2 training, then it will take quite a long time if you have a period off. Now, you've got to be patient with it. With Zone 2, you've got to be patient at all times. It takes a long time. Some people it's not for them, some people it is, but I think it's the best way to train. Now, how Zone 2 training works. Now, Zone 1 and 2 basically are your aerobic levels. Now, people often train to pace. Now, when you're training to pace, you're probably overtraining. So people think, oh yeah, I did that day, but I did that pace that day, and I did that pace the other day, but it felt much tougher. I had a really rubbish run, and then or they say I had an easy run, and then you look at their heart rate, you think that's not easy, because the heart rate is a lot more, is a lot higher. And of course, like if you're to run, say if I was to run today at my heart rate Zone 2 exactly the same, then I was run 2 days later, I guarantee that the pace will be different, and it'll probably be it could be higher or it could be lower. So that so with Zone 2 training, it helps you not overtrain. But the way it works is that if you train to Zone 3 because you think you want to run faster, or you feel like because you're working harder, you're getting more of a you get more of a workout, and it feels like you're going to improve. Now, of course, you don't have to run fast to get fast. That's the biggest mistaken thing. Now, what you do still need to have fine balance of interval training as well as your Zone 2 training. So like 80-20%. So 80 easy, or Zone 2, and 20% hard. Now, if you train to Zone 3, for example, you are going over your lactate threshold 1, which then means you're building up lactate acid, which therefore damages the muscles, and then it takes longer to recover. And therefore, when you go to do your hard sessions, you struggle, or your easier runs struggle, because you haven't recovered as much. Now, if you go to zones 1 and 2, you are below that threshold and you're working your aerobic engine. Now, the thing with that is you are able, of course, to recover a lot quicker as a result, because you're not going over to that threshold. So and then your body builds up the endurance and efficiency, like such as burning fat instead of carbs. That's for another video, how to teach your body to burn fat instead of carbs. And then that's a more sustainable energy source. And what that means is, in theory, the following day you can go and do a hard session, which I do. I have a zone 2 day, and then the following day I have a hard session, and you'll be able to hit that session harder than you would be if you were overtraining doing zone 3 or zone 4, for example. And therefore you'll get a better quality speed session. And then when you've got a better quality speed session, what does that mean? That means you go faster and therefore you improve. So you have the recovery aspect, and also you have the improvement. So not only just because it stops you from overtraining, but as long as you have these structured interval sessions as well, then it's a powerful tool to have in your training. So that's basically why I train with Zone 2. I've been doing it since more than 5 years actually, since the end of 2015. And I've improved every year. Okay, I'm getting older now, but I've still improved my running. This year was I think I was running the best I've ever ran, and I think I can sustain that with the same amount of training. And of course, I was able to go hard in my hard sessions, my bike sessions, my run sessions, my swim sessions, and I was able to target paces that I wasn't able to target before. So guys, if you use, what do you think of Zone 2 training? Drop a comment on the comments below, and thanks for watching.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Pacific and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.